Informing the House that I'm coming up with a petition to censure the Honorable Minister for the utterances he has made against our King, and then also about not attending this Parliament.
You will not censure him for utterances, but for missing the House.
All right, for missing the House. Next week, Mr. Speaker, I'm informing the House, I'm coming up with a petition to censure the Honorable Minister for missing the House.
But we'll need...
But also too, this Parliament has facilitated the relevant state organs with the laws that are normally applied. In the case of this lady who assaulted the police traffic officer, she was arrested, investigated, charged in court, and remanded to prisons. So the due process of the law is on course in as far as this is concerned. On the question of the application of the rule, Right Honorable Speaker, you are the chief custodian of the rules of procedure, and the rules will normally be interpreted as they are, not as they ought to be, or as we wish it to be. So the rules, as stipulated, will definitely apply in this instant case you have quoted. Thank you.
Thank you. I am happy that the person is being taken to prison for the misconduct. I want to thank you so much. Mitoma, the police, the security personnel having raincoats. Internal Affairs.
That issue, I believe, can be squarely responded to by the Ministry of Internal Affairs. But we are all aware, just like you, Right Honorable Speaker, you have police guards. And you know that most likely every year or after every 2 years, there are supplies made to these men and women in uniform. But I do not want to appear to be answering. I am guarded by police, you are guarded by police, so let that issue of the raincoat, including the other logistical arrangements in terms of the dressing of our men and women, especially during rainy season, be answered by the Ministry of Internal Affairs. Thank you.
Remember, Mitoma did his job. He did his job and he deserves to be brought to work here now so that he can rest. So police should transfer that police officer to Parliament.
Right. I wish to thank you for the offer you have made. We undertake to communicate that offer to the Ministry of Internal Affairs to ensure that the police officer, the traffic man who was assaulted, is transferred to work under the Parliamentary Police. Honorable members,
both of them.
The Speaker,
okay, both of them.
The Speaker has ruled.
Both of them.
In the first case was one, but now she has said both.
Both.
So our duty is to extract and communicate the guidance and directive and commitment of the Right Honorable Speaker.
Mitoma.
By Honorable Sewumbu, concerning a minister that abuses the king. It's a very serious matter, Right Honorable Speaker. This is about a leadership of a king in this country. A minister of government goes with the public, he abuses the king today, tomorrow, the other day. And the matter is brought here. I expected the government chief whip at least to promise either the matter to be taken to cabinet or anywhere. It cannot just be swept under the table like that. It looks like it is it's a government policy.
Honorable members, I have got the message. I am going to write to Honorable Mayanja to come to this floor. You first switch on.
Right on about the Honorable Minister, I am informing the House that I'm coming up with a petition to censure the Honorable Minister for the utterances he has made against our King, and then also about not attending this
No,
Parliament.
you will not censure him for utterances, but for missing the
Misbehavior.
House.
All right, for missing the House. Next week, Mr. Speaker, I'm informing the House, I'm coming up with a petition to censure the Honorable Minister for missing the House.
But we'll need words if he has not been asking for permission not to be in the House. We'll check our records. Yes, the Honorable Mitoma, then is.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you for bringing the issue of the assault of our officer. And for your information, the lady in question is a member of our family. Yes, she's married to our brother.
Pardon?
She is the wife of my brother.
Who?
The lady in the question. And I'm really very sorry that it is happening. Yes. I want to thank you that you have brought the issue here. Yesterday, the incident happened when I was in the constituents, but I had to travel on Sunday night. Yesterday, I visited her. I found her at the court. When she saw me, obviously, she said she's very sorry because the family is very shocked because we didn't expect that one to come, and especially that the family name was used. She is very apologetic accordingly, and when I talked to her as the leader this time, she said it was a bad day for her. So that is it, and we are ready to cooperate with the laws, and we have no problem with whatever comes out, so long as it is a fair treatment. So I also
Honorable
apologize.
members, let's not dwell
on
much.
behalf of our family. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I have already apologized since the matter is in court.
Back on the two policemen, but on this, I want to say this. It is likely that all the policemen and women are going to start jumping in the rain because they are being appreciated.
They should work.
I totally appreciate the sacrifice the policeman made, but the right thing should be done. If they need protective gears, raincoats and so on, let them be given. If they need water, let them be supported. Because we don't want to cause commotion where every policeman will come on the road.
Thank you.
And then on the one who assaulted, I think also the law must follow its course, and that will be the right thing to do. That's my prayer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Issue, Right Honorable Speaker, I just want to say that the increment we put on police salary has not been done cross-border. Yeah. It's only the police who are at bigger levels, better ranks, who have been given money. I talked to the police themselves. They are really sad, especially the lower rank. Two, the accommodation of the police is not taken care of. Right, Honorable Speaker, it would be good if we have good accommodation for the police, other than only talking about the hood, the dress they put during rain, the raincoats.
Rose, you mean the money that we increased is only given to high officers?
Yes, Right Honorable.
But the money we gave was for the lower cadre officers.
Right Honorable Speaker,
we gave the money for police, for army, and for prisons.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, you see, the lower cadre reach us individually. Even our police here in Parliament are saying they have not got increment. The lower cadre have not been increased salary, but the higher ranks have even tripled their money. They are paying themselves, but the lower cadre have not been well paid. I'll beg you get the minister responsible to help us with this particular issue. Thank you.
Right Honorable Speaker, the spirit of the increment of salaries to the men and women in uniform was meant to be across board. If there are disparities for Uganda Police Force, let the Minister of Internal Affairs come and brief Parliament as raised by Honorable Bigger through your directive on that. But the spirit was clear that every Ugandan serving in one of the three of our national armed forces should have been a beneficiary across board. Thank you.
Thank you. We need a report from.
I join the rest of the colleagues to accept the apology. And I want to congratulate the traffic officer who was assaulted. Because despite the high level of provocation, he exercised the highest level of professionalism. Right, Honourable Speaker. Yes, the law is taking its course, but whoever watched that video, like I did, I want to believe that perhaps this lady could be having a mental problem. Yes, because I mean, you have assaulted a policeman, you've gone ahead, you've taken away his phones, you've taken away the other EPS gadget, and you are at the highest level of your voice. Our mental hospital is not very far, right, Honourable Speaker.
Honourable,
Yes.
Honourable, I'm sorry to cut you short. We said we should not discuss about that again since the matter is in court, but we want to thank the policeman for being patient enough and respecting the lady as a mother, as a daughter, so we can stop that discussion for.
Much obliged, right, Honourable Speaker. The police, the traffic police officer who did his work despite the heavy rains. And like Honourable Rose has said, right, Honourable Speaker, it is true. The salary enhancement did not trickle to the lower cadres. Just on Sunday, I was up counter and the policeman was saying, we thanked you when you considered us, but we have waited in vain.
No, we are going to handle that.
Thank you, right, Honourable Speaker.
Right Honourable Speaker, I admit the fact that the matter is in the court, but we want to urge that we strengthen this country, the institution of counseling and mental health, because there's a lot of stress and bitterness in the community, and these institutions mean to be. That come to the limelight because there was a recording, but there are many things that are taking place behind the scenes. And so as an institution or as a government or as a country, those institutions must be strengthened where people can seek refuge in moments like that before they come to the public. I beg to submit.
Thank you. No, Honourable Oduri is saying that the Committee for Defence and Internal Affairs should take up this issue and report to the House. And I think that is a better way. They should take up this issue and report within 2 weeks.
Has been voting money for reforms. And as a member of Budget Committee, we have been passing it. Right Honourable Speaker, in my understanding, I thought that a full police uniform includes a jacket, a rain jacket. So I would request, because that's not the only money we have been voting as Parliament, we also voted the money for housing, for building houses for police. I think, Right Honourable Speaker, let the Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs give us a Internal Affairs, give us a comprehensive report on the monies that we have been voting and what it has done. Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker.
Procedure.
Right Honourable Speaker, The procedural matter I wanted to raise is the issues that have been raised concerning the police, their welfare, and how the Minister of Internal Affairs is handling the payments related to both police and prisons.
And
If, yeah, and the army, but specifically I want to talk about internal affairs because if a recruit goes into the training school, they are supposed to be paid. But
From
I
the
can,
time they report.
yes, I can inform you that the prison warders for the last 2 or 3 years who have been training, that 9 months, they have never been paid. And yet the money has been voted here. The same with the police. So the procedural matter I wanted to raise whether it would not be proper to refer these issues to our committee of parliament here, to invite the ministry and interrogate all those and have physical examine the minister and the technocrats to give us evidence on these matters. Because if the Minister of Finance has released the money to pay those trainees, and for 9 months the money has not been paid, who is eating that money? It has to be examined. I want to move.
No, Honorable Oduri is saying that the Committee of Defense and Internal Affairs should take up this issue and report to the House. And I think that is a better way. They should take up this issue and report within 2 weeks. Babazi. That is human rights. Let the committee take up this issue and report back to the House in 2 weeks.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, it's good that the committee takes up this matter, and it's great that we have also, but there is also a matter where police also needs to be investigated concerning my Kasokoso people, the way they are treating my people. And at this hour, Kasokoso...
Maybe they are treating them like that because they don't have enough pay. Let's first sort out this.
Those are the very things...
Let's first sort out this, Ethan. Emma? Manuel?
Asked that we do not talk about this lady, but one aspect I want to
Why
bring
are people
is...
squeezed here?
I want us to commend the mother.
Extend.
Because
you're squeezing some people's wives.
okay, Right Honorable Speaker, I was saying that we also need to commend the mother of the lady because it also came out clearly that the lady had expected the mother to help her get bailed out, and the mother refused. And I thought that was good in as far as discipline is concerned. Secondly, Madam Speaker, I know that in this House, we have ever talked about the Exodus, which is the police savings and credit society. And we know that that Exodus has had a lot of problems. And I want to believe up to now, the problem has not been solved. And these people could be bleeding internally because of that problem. You remember when the Indian was killed, we talked here in Parliament, and there should be a way of making sure that Exodus is corrected and it functions well to support the police. Because when we talk about their welfare, they have been saving in that society, knowing that from that savings they can borrow, they can pay fees, they can do a lot of things. But now they are being frustrated. Madam Speaker, I pray that something is done in definite terms for that Exodus to function well for the welfare of the police. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
We had asked for us. Was that report presented? I'm told the report was presented on the floor on Exodus. Yes. Now, you don't ask me when. Okay? Don't ask me when. If it was presented, go back to the Hansard and check. Yes,
Thank you. In the rain is a popular police in Ntinda and in Bukoto. We were surprised that police officer does his work with diligence. He's a hard-working officer. He only got a chance that this time the nation saw him in rain. But on daily basis, that police officer, his clothes, they are wet because of hard work, even in a normal day. Our surprise, Right Honorable Speaker, is that for a long time, this police officer has never been rewarded with a promotion. I appreciate your directive that is deployed at the Parliament, but I want to request that he should be considered for a promotion. He's a hard-working police officer, and for a long time. The people in that area, they know him very well.
the ayes have it. Yes, Honorable Nabo, Honorable Chivumbi, Honorable Achut, and can we move faster?
I think, Madam Speaker, it is very important that all members of this House, all members of UPDF respect the work of police. We recently heard that this was shot by a UPDF officer by the name of Bangida Mango. That police officer called Museveni'S Robert, for purposes of specificity, his leg was amputated. But the policeman called Museveni'S Robert, who was on duty, a traffic man, up to date, he has not seen justice. His children at home, they are not at school, but there is no evidence here, and there is no way how the UPDF officer called Bangida Mango was aligned before court for the police officer to get justice. Madam Speaker, it is very important that even the UPDF officers, some of them are here, should respect the policemen who are on the road doing their work. One time, there is a time when policemen on the road were off, and it took me 7 hours from Kampala to get home. So it is very important that we start respecting traffic men who are on the road. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I think we need to make a follow-up because the minister had said they were handling that issue of that Museveni'S. When Honorable Silwani raised that issue here, we should, Honorable Minister, the Minister of Defense should come and give us a response to that. Because that man's leg was amputated. He stopped working, the children were at home. Yes, Honorable Chibo.
Now that we are talking matters police, Right Honorable Speaker, all police barracks, especially those around Kampala, are experiencing road shedding. For most barracks, power is switched off at 5 and then switched on at 7. But sometimes the nature of the police work, some work during night. So they must prepare to iron their uniform and be at duty, especially those that guard VIPs. They're supposed to be at duty by 6. So for the whole day, power is off. So if government of Uganda cannot provide power 24/7 for the police barracks, whom will they give power to? And you shed off a police barracks. Then there are also other issues to do with the communication. If some officers can't receive their messages on order, so may we know and get a reason why police barracks, especially around Kampala and other upcountry barracks, they experience road shedding and water, I'm told and reminded, water at interval. Otherwise, these police officers cannot speak for themselves because that will constitute a mutiny. Right Honorable Speaker.
Government.
We have already agreed in principle that all related matters incidental to Uganda Police Force be handled by the Committee on Defense and Internal Affairs. May I persuade the member raising through you, Right Honorable Speaker, that this forms part of those issues to be interrogated by our committee that will report back.
But
Why barracks of police in Uganda are always not having electricity 24/7. That can be part of
Honorable
issues
Minister,
to be interrogated.
But that is something that it doesn't have to go to a committee. If it is true, ask.
Right Honorable Speaker, we may not know what is contained therein, why these barracks are normally having blackout. The reasons could be budget related. So it would be important for our committee to interrogate such that it forms part of the basis of their report,
Okay.
Right Honorable Speaker.
Okay,
Yes.
Achut.
Thank you. Right and scene where people have died in an accident, they are bleeding, but the police officers don't have the personal protective equipment
True.
to even help themselves. Even the gloves, they are normally the first respondent in an accident scene before even the ambulance and medical intervention has come in. So it's very, very important that the issue of personal protective equipment is addressed. But secondly, even during their duties, we've seen cases of police officers knocked dead, injured in accidents by vehicles. And the question of medical care for the policeman and the policewoman who has been affected in that accident is not very, very clear. We have military hospitals, we have hospitals for the prisons, but for the police, there's still a very big gap. So I really want to ask that even as the committee looks at their welfare, let them also look at medical care as one of the areas for them to be assisted. Thank you.
Thank you. That's